Today is December 28th, 2023. This is Luciana Spraker, representing the City of Savannah Municipal Archives. I am interviewing Clifton Jones for the Savannah Community Memory Project, and we are conducting this interview at Mr. Jones' residence in the Liberty City neighborhood of Savannah. So I want to thank you for joining us today.
No.
And so I want to start with some background information about you. Let's start by having you tell us your full name.
Say that again.
Can you tell us your full name?
Clifton Jones Jr.,
Clifton Jones Jr. And when and where were you born?
Savannah, Georgia.
When were you born?
Say that again.
What's your birth date?
6/13/19. Well, June the 13th, 1932.
1932. Who were your parents?
My parents' name was Catherine Morgan and Clifton Jones.
Were they originally from Savannah?
Yeah, but either one of them were not Savannah.
Neither were from Savannah? Where did they come from?
My mother was from South Carolina, and I believe my daddy was from Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay. What did your father do for a living?
He was a seaman.
A seaman?
Yeah.
So he went out on ships and...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What about your mother? Did she work outside the home?
Yes, she did. When we were younger, she worked at the hotel down there, Savannah Hotel.
Savannah Hotel?
Mm-hmm.
What did she do?
She was a maid.
Okay. So when you were growing up in Savannah, where did you live?
Mostly on the east side. My address was 1726 Hull Street.
Hull Street?
Yeah, that's gone now. The project's there.
Okay. Where did you go to school growing up?
Beach High.
Where'd you do elementary school?
What did I?
Where did you go before Beach? What elementary school?
Harris Street School. Yeah.
Harris Street and Beach. Okay. So tell me a little bit about your wife. How did the two of you meet? When did you get married?
We were married in 1956, and from there, I guess I know she wanted to go back to school, so that was interrupted when we got married, and we had 4 kids.
4 children.
And none of one of them, and they have some grandchildren and all that now. Yeah, since the family grew, and my wife actually passed in 2018, July 6th.
What was we didn't get it on the record. What was your wife's name?
Her Jenkins. Ernestine Jenkins.
Ernestine Jenkins. How'd the two of you meet? Okay, so let me back up. So your wife Ernestine, I was asking where the two of you met.
Where did we go? No, we started out, after we were married, we started out in Felwood, out in West Savannah.
Oh, you lived in Felwood?
Yeah. That's where we lived.
Okay. Do you remember how the two of you met?
There's a little story I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But years ago, during the football season, most of us used to ride the city bus. She came from West Savannah, and I caught the Davenport bus on East Broad Street. And for some reason or another, I guess I was attracted to her. And we started to talk and have fun and whatnot. And there we are.
Okay. Met on the city bus.
Right.
Did your wife work outside of the home?
She was a school teacher.
School teacher? What school did she teach at?
Hilton Head. She wound up at Hilton Head, but when she first started, she was in Bluffton.
Okay. And what did you do for a living?
I was primarily because most of what I did was at the post office. Yeah, and I did pretty good down there, so that's where I retired from.
When did you retire?
1992, that was.
Okay. So today you live in Liberty City. When did you move to this neighborhood?
1969.
Are you the first family to live in this house?
Yeah, I had it built.
You've had it built. So I want to talk about Liberty City some. So both you and your wife were involved with the neighborhood association. Tell me some about the association and some of the early leaders, or let's talk about the neighborhood association first.
Okay. I go back to the beginning when I started. When I started here, I really moved out here with knowledge of what a neighborhood like this actually would be. Because guys like me, because I was at the post office at the time, and I wanted a home. So I searched around, and finally I wound up with this property. So we had the home built, but it was rural. Everything, we didn't have anything out here that people in the city, like incorporated places, that they had. And that got on both of us because when I moved into the house, then I started to find out what I didn't have. And through all that, it took time, but I'm looking at the history. Where did I put that? I brought some stuff in here. Yeah. I was looking at the history of this thing, and this morning, let's see now, because like I told you, I used to do a month, a year by year on this thing. Here it is right here. Now, the questions, now I read it right over here. Okay, what happened here? It said a group of concerned citizens formed the Liberty City Richfield South Over Subdivision Association. And one fellow, Jolly Stephen, at the time, was the president. Well, that was in 69. In 1970, I was elected president. And from there on out, I stayed around until I went to city council. That's what I think it was 16 years that I did there. Mm-hmm. But I guess you could say I was like a go-getter because I came from the city, and I really was not aware of the conditions where I moved to. Mm-hmm. Because really, while the house was being built, for some reason, I don't believe I came out at nighttime, but I do know that it was dark because we didn't have street lights.
Were the streets paved?
No, nothing. We were in a rural area, really. Mm-hmm. And that's what I got started with.
Do you remember around when the streets got paved or when you got street lights?
I remember it all. It's because I was down here.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the way I'm showing it here, let's see. In 1973, when we started to have conditioning pools out here, mm-hmm. We were not in the city yet, but we started to work and submit petitions for certain things, to have the community improved. And I noticed here that we were interested in a sewer system. We were in Chatham County, and they thought that we wanted pavement. We rejected the pavement. We rejected pavement right here. Then from there, I think in 1970, we were annexed into the city of Savannah. And from there, I started to work with the city official. One fellow, he's still down there. You would know Brooke Stillwell. Stillwell was our first city alderman during those years.
Okay.
And of course, I know you heard the story of Robbie Robinson, but he was the first elected alderman to this area.
Brooks or Robbie was the first elected?
Yeah, Brooks was the councilman that inherited us, put it that way.
And then Robbie Robinson was the first elected.
Right.
So I want to get back to council in a little bit, but let's talk a little bit. So what do you consider successes of the neighborhood association during the time you served?
Well, now, because we were rural, we didn't have water, a decent water system. We didn't have a decent sewer system. We didn't have paved streets. We definitely didn't have street lights. That's the thing. What people that wanted to have a street light, they had to go to the city. I guess that's the way they worked it out. But they had individual street lights because they rented them.
Oh, rented.
Yeah. And some sort of way they did it. But every now and again you would see a street lights on a street. But they were not provided by the city. So all of those things were there that the county were not responsible for, and I don't want to blame them because at the time that was the rule that look, we were not entitled to nothing. So we started then. I went when I first went to the first county commission meeting. That's when I found out that we did not have anything that we could say to the county for our taxes, that would give us anything that would improve our area, see. And that's when I used to go to the meeting, and every meeting I would go to with the organization, there were 3 of them. And each time I would go to this, that, and the other meeting where you got Liberty City, Richfield, and Southside. I got to have South over that is. But anyway, when I would go to these meetings, it appeared to me that we were talking about the same thing over and over again at every meeting, and nothing was happening. So then we decided, well, we need to go down to the county commission meeting because we had to find out, at least a meeting, I had to find out who's responsible for our problem. And that's when we got started.
And so all 3 neighborhoods came together to be stronger?
Right.
Okay. South over Richfield and Liberty City.
That's right.
Tell me about some of the important community leaders from Liberty City that we should know about.
Well, the people that I dealt with, they were interested in the types of things that I primarily was interested in. And my partner in this, through it all, of J.P. Jones.
J.P. Jones?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's still on. He was our secretary, and he kept things going for us for years. I think he got in the ground for maybe 25 years of service. But he was a general secretary, and he took care of us. And I don't know if you want to copy this.
Yeah, I can do that. I can make a copy of it.
Yeah.
That'd be helpful for people wanting to learn the history.
Yeah, because I've got it. Now I didn't put a whole lot of details in there, but the thing that I did remember to put down was the projects that we worked on and achieved.
Yeah, so name a couple of those.
Okay, well, we started off with the sewer system because when we put in a petition for a sewer system, and they gave us payment. The county commission at the time, they offered us payment. I got that in there too. We rejected it. So naturally, that's a setback, and it took time.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, when we got into annexation and working with the city and all that, we were able to get a sewer system, water, improved water, fire hydrant, fire station, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we did not have in the county.
So did the residents go and ask the city to annex them, or did the city?
No, we did that.
You asked
these because we, after a while, we started meeting together. And I guess maybe in the lab house, they thought I knew something about all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they elected me.
Okay.
And I served in that office arena for over 25 years. Because when I tried to walk away from it, it came back to me.
Once you volunteer for something, you're that person.
Yes, good.
So, for the people who worked in Liberty City, was there particular jobs or companies that a lot of them worked for?
Well, I know this guy. He worked at the J.P. Jones. He was with the Highland Society. You had school teachers, postmen. When we first started, I think we had bus drivers and stuff like that. And it started to expand. And before long, we had people in various positions throughout the city in these particular years, because people see, if you look around here, you may not see two houses that are built just tonight. Everybody was building their own house. So when I moved out here, I live in Richfield.
Okay.
Right next door, Liberty City. See, it's three neighborhoods combined, and on the north side of this place is where you find the South River. So what we did, we had people come in and we get into various discussions about improvement and all this sort of stuff. And as a result of that, like I said, I was kind of live because my sewer system, my septic tank, put it that way, they didn't work that well. So I was trying to figure out a way how to get a sewer system. And this was a blow to me when they offered us pavement. Why would you pave the street in the sewer system?
Not have it put in place first.
Yeah, and it makes sense. So we rejected it.
Okay.
And let's see, we playgrounds right down the street there now. I went to a lady, Leavens, Miss Scott, where they owned some property down there. And they had 2 lots. So our first basketball rack was down there.
Okay.
Yeah, she donated that. Her and her husband, Mrs. Scott, was there too.
Is that still used as a park or playground?
Yeah. Yeah, but the city finally came in and did us a park. Yeah, because we had 2 people. We had the Scotts and the Whitehead, Reverend Whitehead. I think she owned the property, but she took credit for this thing. Let me see. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me open this thing here. Let's see.
You need a hand?
No, I think I can get it out. I just don't want it to fall. Got it upside down. Now, okay. You could, this I took from a map of the property. Those are the 3 areas we were talking about right now. You could have that.
Yeah, I was just putting it on camera for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the, my eyesight does not let me do a whole lot with this. You may be able to read some of it.
Well, I can scan or photocopy items
Yeah.
for the archives.
Yeah, because it's all in here. But anyway, we had some pretty good, during those days now, I have to tell you, that we had some pretty good people out here that wanted to see and of course we had people out here that were not taking it. And then we did a comparison sheet, and we took those 2 people, but they still believe that taxes would be going in right there in black and white. At least the city was saying at the time that this would be your tax amount. See, so when they did the annexation issue, it took a while to get an understanding about what was going on. But finally it passed. And when we were annexed these 3 years that we were interested in, you see, living in the city, rich, and something. Those were our interests, but all around us. That was mostly rural out here because the first idea about pavement went to the south side. They did some subdivisions on there. That's when we got into the fight because we wanted to know how could you pass by the city, go around on the south side, and leave us alone, and we found out. Because we were not requesting those things. I think Tom Coleman at the time was the chairman, and he told us, we went down to a meeting, and when I had the statement that I was to read to them, and he said, well, we were not really considering you because we didn't know. Well, somebody knew because we had a commissioner at the time, Matt Matthews. He knew, but they didn't talk about it. There wasn't interest or anything like that. But it was really, really interesting to us because it affected us.
Sure.
See? So finally, we got to know each other and we got to understand each other. So, but for long, things started happening. And then annexation came. That's when I met Brooks, Mayor Rosakis, the first council that I served on, Floyd Adams, and we went on the council together. That's when he was elected mayor.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So you were elected alderman for the 5th District in 1996, is that correct?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to run for alderman?
The alderman that was before me, Clifton. You'll find all that in there because, like I said, I jotted down a whole lot of this stuff. But he did not. He decided, he served one term, he decided. But he and a whole lot of other people that knew me, preachers and people, responsible people, they came to me and they more or less endorsed me. They asked me to run. So I didn't know what I was getting into then, but I decided I'd do it. And I went ahead and I won, so yeah, I could.
Okay, so you served 4 terms, and you said when you first came on, Floyd Adams was mayor. What other mayors did you serve with?
Let's see. Otis, after Floyd, Otis Johnson. Now, he was an alderman prior to my time, but he served and he left because he went back to college. But Floyd had 8 years, and Edna came in right after me. Yeah.
You didn't serve with Edna, that she came in as mayor as you were leaving, correct?
Right.
Okay. So, and then what city manager did you work with when you were on council?
Mendoza. You heard of him?
Yes. So, what were some of the challenges or successes you had as an alderman?
Well, primarily the city itself, it's segmented, put it that way, because each alderman had a district. It's still that way. And you appropriate funds over a period of time. The city never really have enough money to do everything for everybody. So you sort of get in line, and they appropriate X number of dollars and put it in the budget and build it up. And that's the way this started. That center, you've been at our center around here, right?
Say that again?
The center, the Liberty City
yes,
Center.
Yes, Liberty City.
Okay. Well, that property, our organization bought that because it was an idea to build a center for ourselves. But then when we got into it, we found out we couldn't do it. Didn't have the money, the cooperation, or anything else. People want stuff, but they want it for free, you see. So we had to give in that. So that was one of the things that we had on our list when we were annexed, a community center. And then we had it's been expanded 3 times. It's been expanded. It's a pretty good community center. We got the lake out there and all that kind of stuff. But it didn't start that way. We have one little building. Michael Brown was the manager at the time. See, so That's something I appreciated, really appreciated because Michael was a good guy that understand people, and he wanted the best of everything for the city of Savannah. He was a good guy. Yeah.
After you left City Council, you got involved with the WW Law Foundation.
Yeah.
You want to tell me a little bit about how that came about, what you did with the foundation?
Yes, I can tell you a little bit about it because what the reason I started with the foundation started. Pendergrass used to be a beauty supply person. He owned a beauty supply shop at Brighton and Montgomery, and uh, I guess he knew a lot about people. But what happened? For some reason, WW must have some sort of ability that directed him to leave whatever he owned at the time to Pendergrass. And of course, Pendergrass and John Finney. So when I retired, I just stopped by there one day, and I knew him because he was a brother of mine. My Al had passed by that time, I believe. But we started to talk to him, and then why don't you come down here? I said, okay. So I did that. And then when I found out he needed a whole lot of help, it's new. So next thing I knew, I think I was his partner. So I went ahead and I stuck with him until we were able to turn the whole thing over to the city. Yeah.
You knew Mr. Law personally, right?
Oh, Mr. Law,
Yeah.
yeah, good friend of mine. Mm-hmm.
Did you work with him at the post office?
No, but I tell you what I did for him. He was a carrier. I wound up being what they call a motor vehicle operator. Uh, I was the supervisor. I set the schedules and all that kind of stuff. Well, the reason W. and I got to be friends is because on Victory Drive and it's MLK right now. But he used to walk up there and catch the bus every morning. And I would be going down MLK to the post office. So one day I just stopped and I brought him to work. And each time I came out there, uh, same time, I picked him up and I took him to work. We started to talk. And before long, we were just talking about people, about conditions and everything else. And we grew to be good friends, W and I. And because of him, once I met Pendergrass and saw what he was trying to do, I joined up with him.
Okay. So going back to Liberty City a little bit, what is your favorite memory or memories of living in Liberty City? What makes Liberty City special or unique from other neighborhoods?
Well, I live here. And it was my wife that I first moved here now because it's like I said, we didn't have too many houses or anything out here. Uh, one, two, all of these houses you see in here, there was not here. So I wound up going into a rural area completely. We had ditches. We did not have a primarily decent water system. I've seen the time when a fire started in any one of these sections here. I've seen the time when the fire truck would come to Liberty Parkway and whatever street they were trying to get to, but you know why they did that? Because they had to come as far as they could on the fire truck, go into a fire out here someplace, and turn around because they couldn't pass through. The train was long. They used to switch those trains right down the side. I showed that in here, so about our request for an overhead structure, and we finally got that. But it was a hard, it was a hard thing to do now. It wasn't none of the stuff I needed, but I found a way to work with people. If they wanted to let me work with them, I worked with them.
So those are all of my questions. Is there anything else we didn't talk about that you want to share?
Well, I'm going. You take this and
I'll take this history, and copy it.
yeah, because I think you see my wife. When I came off of council, well, I didn't come off of council. Uh, someone that when the member of council, they thought it was sort of a conflict for to be the president and all. So they made an issue out of it. I didn't want to be the president either.
President of the neighborhood association.
Yeah, I didn't because it was time to be me. I think overall, I must have left that organization about 6 times. And because and I think it's the same thing right now, I don't think they have a president. I think Linda filled in.
Yeah, your daughter just got elected president.
Yeah. So, but I stuck with it. And like I said, I had some good people that worked with me. And some of the things that we did that I'm so proud of those things. Because unlike a whole lot of other organizations that in a position that we were in Liberty City, we were donating to charity. We bought property. We donated the property to the city.
For the community center?
Yeah, we donated. But you see, we had a dues that people, if you were a member. One thing that we found out really early is that you have different size families. And what was affecting us more so than anything else is that if you had something on the table that you wanted to vote on, then you bring enough people from your family. Well, each family paid $12. That was annual fee. So we figured that out. So we can't do this. So what we did, that thing I told you, we did a bumper sticker, and we started selling. Our banquets were always successful, and we had pretty fair membership. So if we built up some money in our treasury, let's find something to do. So we did that.
Good. Anything else you want to say before we end?
Everything's good. It's stuff. I never wanted to brag about anything. What satisfies me more than anything else is to go at something, petition it, read it out, and get it. When I see it done, that was my satisfaction.
big sense of pride for your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for sharing your memories and your history with us today, and very much appreciate it.
You're welcome.